So I actually have a friend that works for a major auto manufacturing company, and his job, and he gets paid very well, is to design parts to fail at the end of the warranty period. So, for example, a lot of parts for cars used to be made with metal. And his job as an engineer, paid well as an engineer, is to design that part with plastic pieces so that by the time the warranty period ends, whatever it is, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, whatever that actually is for the different manufacturers, they have people on staff. Most of the auto manufacturers do. I can't speak for all of them, but I'm pretty confident just through conversations with him that this is an actual position at the majority of the auto manufacturers to design the parts to fail at the end of the warranty period, so they can actually make money off of you then. And it's not a surprise, not a shocker, but when I first heard about this, I was like, that's not real. That's not what you do. It's a real job. People get paid really well to do it because it makes the auto dealers, auto manufacturers, tons of money. Isn't that crazy?
What if I told you the part that just broke your car was designed to break it?
This is on Chrysler's Pentastar 3.6 liter engine. All of them, no matter what kind of car it's on, the minivan, the cars, the 200, the Sebrings, it doesn't matter.
In 2023 alone, American drivers spent over $194 billion on vehicle repairs, a record high, and repair shops. They're reporting something new: parts that look like metal, feel like metal, but are made of plastic, chrome-coated brushed finish, decorative plastic, dressed up to fool you. And here's the kicker: these parts almost always fail just after your warranty runs out. J.D. Power study found that vehicle dependability problems have been rising, not falling, for 3 straight years. Consumer complaints to the NHTSA have spiked 31% since 2020. Mechanics on Reddit, TikTok, and forums from Germany to Texas are saying the same thing. These cars are being built to fail. Today, we're counting down the top 6 ways car manufacturers use faux metal plastics to break your car after warranty and drain your wallet by up to $10,000. Stay until number 1. What we found: there should change the way you buy cars forever. 6. Chrome-plated plastic intake manifolds. We start with something under your hood, something you'd probably never look at until the bill arrives. Intake manifolds used to be cast aluminum or magnesium alloy, heavy, durable, built for heat. Today, many manufacturers across European luxury brands and mainstream Japanese makes have switched to glass-reinforced nylon or polypropylene manifolds coated in metallic paint or thin chrome plating. From a distance, flawless, up-close plastic. The problem is thermal cycling. Engines heat up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit and cool back down repeatedly every single day. Metal expands and contracts predictably. Plastic warps, seams crack, the gaskets fail, air leaks in where it shouldn't, your engine starts misfiring. BMW's N52 and N5 for engines, famously fitted with plastic manifolds, have generated thousands of NHTSA complaints. Replacement cost for an intake manifold on a BMW 3 Series, $900 to $1,400 in parts alone. On a Volkswagen 2.0T, closer to $1,200. And these failures typically appear between 60,000 and 90,000 miles, perfectly timed to hit after your factory warranty expires. RepairPal data confirms the labor adds another $400, $600 on average. A 2021 investigation by Consumer Reports found that vehicles with plastic intake components had a 43% higher rate of engine-related complaints than those with metal equivalents. Mechanics on forums like BimmerPost and VW Vortex have been sounding the alarm for over a decade. The manufacturers, they call it weight reduction technology. You'll call it a $2,000 surprise. 5. Faux metallic HVAC, control knobs and trim panels. This one hits differently because it's the part you touch every single time you get in your car. Walk into any showroom for a Mercedes C-Class, Audi A4, or even a mid-range Honda Accord, and the interior gleams, brushed aluminum accents, heavy-feeling knobs, metallic trim rings. It looks and feels premium. It is not. The vast majority of these components, trim rings, gear surrounds, air vent housings, dial bezels, are ABS plastic coated in a process called vacuum metallization. It's a microscopically thin layer of aluminum vapor deposited onto plastic. It looks stunning on day one. It degrades in 3 to 5 years. UV light degrades the adhesion between the plastic substrate and the metallic layer. Temperature changes cause cracking. The coating peels, flakes, and sometimes chips into your ventilation system. On some models, these trim pieces contain embedded touch sensors or heating elements, meaning when the trim fails, so does the function. On a Mercedes-Benz GLC, replacing the full interior trim kit knobs, surrounds, and vent rings runs between $1,200 and $3,500 depending on the trim level. Tesla Model 3 owners have been vocal on forums about peeling chrome delete trim, with many reporting that Tesla charges $400 for replacement panels that cost a fraction of that to produce. Worse, NHTSA has received over 800 complaints about peeling interior chrome trim alone across various makes and models. A 2023 viral TikTok by a Mercedes technician, which accumulated over 4.2 million views, showed a 2019 C-Class with every single interior trim piece peeling simultaneously at just 58,000 miles. The comments section was a flood of identical stories. The phrase luxury plastic is no longer ironic. It's a business model. 4. Plastic-bodied thermostat housings. This one doesn't just cost you money. It can strand you on the side of a highway in the middle of summer. Thermostat housings were traditionally cast iron or aluminum, robust, sealed, lasting the life of the vehicle. In the cost-cutting drive of the 2000s and 2010s, manufacturers began replacing them with nylon composites. Ford, GM, Chrysler, Audi, BMW, all guilty. The part looks identical to metal from the outside until it cracks. Coolant runs through the thermostat housing at temperatures regularly exceeding 195 degrees Fahrenheit under pressure. Nylon composites have lower thermal tolerance than aluminum alloy. Over time, the housing stress fractures at the joint seams, often without warning. Coolant sprays, engine temperature spikes, and if you don't catch it in time, catastrophic head gasket failure or a warped cylinder head. The repair math is brutal. A thermostat housing on a Dodge Journey or Chrysler 200 with the 3.6L Pentastar V6, notorious for this failure, costs $80, $120 in parts, but by the time you've dealt with the resulting overheating damage, you're looking at head gasket replacement, $1,500, $2,500. Cylinder head resurfacing, $500, $1,000. Full coolant system flush and refill, $200, $400. Total bill potential, $4,000 plus from an $80 part. The 3.6L Pentastar thermostat housing issue has its own dedicated thread on Car Gurus, with over 3,000 replies. The NHTSA has investigated related overheating complaints tied to this component across multiple FCA vehicles. Class action attorneys have taken notice. At least one suit was filed in 2021, citing premature failure of plastic cooling system components. Stellantis's official response. Operating within acceptable parameters, you're paying $4,000 for an $80 part. Think about that. 3. Plastic water pump impellers. Of all the parts on this list, this is the one that mechanics describe as the most cynical engineering decision in modern automotive history. The water pump keeps coolant moving through your engine. It is not a cosmetic part. It is not a trim piece. It is For most of automotive history, water pump impellers, the spinning fan blade component inside the pump, were made of stamped steel or cast iron. Then manufacturers discovered that nylon impellers could be produced for pennies more, weighed less, and looked identical on a spec sheet. Volkswagen, Audi, and BMW began fitting nylon impellers in their water pumps across multiple model lines in the late 1990s. Millions of vehicles were affected. Nylon impellers warp under sustained heat. The blades lose their geometry. The pump keeps spinning. Your instrument cluster doesn't throw a warning, but the coolant flow drops by 30%, 40%, 50%. Your engine is silently overheating. By the time your temperature gauge climbs, the damage is already done. The Volkswagen Audi 1.8T and 2.0T engines are the most documented cases. Forum data compiled by owners across the UK, Australia, and the US shows impeller failure rates spiking between 60,000 and 100,000 miles. Repair costs. Water pump replacement parts, plus labor, $400, $900. If it causes head warp or timing chain failure, which it frequently does, $3,000, $7,000. VW and Audi quietly updated the impellers to metal in later production runs without ever issuing a recall for the millions of affected vehicles already on the road. Automotive journalist Jason Camisa publicly documented this failure pattern on his personal Audi in a piece that circulated widely among enthusiast communities. ECS tuning. One of the largest VW Audi parts suppliers built an entire product line around selling metal replacement impellers to owners who'd done their research. The question you should be asking is, why did we need an aftermarket fix for a factory engineering failure? Because they knew, they always knew. 2 chromed plastic wheel center caps and fake alloy wheel covers. This one isn't just an engineering failure, it's a fraud at the point of sale. Go to a dealership, look at the wheels on the mid-spec trim. They look like polished alloys, silver spokes, metallic finish, premium aesthetics. On dozens of models, Toyota, RAV4, Nissan, Rogue S, Hyundai Tucson, say what you're actually looking at are steel wheels, with full plastic wheel covers designed to mimic alloy rims, chromed, sculpted, bolted on. Salespeople rarely volunteer this information. Most buyers have no idea. Plastic wheel covers crack in cold climates. They shatter on potholes, they fade under UV exposure. They trap moisture against steel wheels, accelerating rust. And when they fail, the steel wheel underneath is exposed visually ugly and structurally compromised from the rust that's been silently building. More critically, buyers pay for a premium trim then discover they got entry-level steel wheels dressed up to look like something else. True alloy wheels on a Hyundai Tucson run approximately $150, $250 per wheel to replace individually. A set of 4 OEM alloy replacements, $700, $1,200. Courage analysis of used car listings shows that vehicles sold with steel wheels plus plastic covers resell for 8 to 12%. Less than equivalent models with genuine alloys, despite being advertised identically at original sale. You paid for alloy aesthetics, you got rust-prone steel, and you lost resale value. A 2022 investigation by Which magazine in the UK found that 6 out of 10 buyers in their survey could not identify whether their car had genuine alloy wheels or steel with plastic covers when viewing photographs. Dealerships were found to describe alloy-style covers as alloy. Wheels in online listings in apparent violation of advertising standards. One Reddit thread in our Ask Our Sales, titled, "Are These Real Alloys?" has received over 47,000 upvotes and 2,400 comments. With buyers sharing photos of their alloy wheels that turned out to be plastic-capped steel, your car might be wearing a costume, and you paid full price for it. Which brings us to number 1. 1. Plastic timing chain, tensioners, and guides. This is the one that ruins lives. The timing chain is the heartbeat of your engine. It synchronizes the crankshaft and camshafts with precision measured in fractions of a millisecond. The tensioner and guides keep the chain tight and correctly tracked. In the 1980s and 1990s, tensioners were steel. Guides were metal-reinforced nylon composites with significant wall thickness. Then, as manufacturing costs were compressed, engineers began specifying thinner plastic guides with less material. Lower-grade polymers, and in some cases, hollow tensioner bodies made of fiber-reinforced plastic instead of machined metal. The chain still runs. The engine sounds fine until one morning it doesn't. Plastic guides wear against moving chain links at high speed, under heat and oil pressure, for tens of thousands of miles. They shed microscopic debris into the oil. They eventually crack, splinter, or collapse entirely. When a guide fails catastrophically, the chain skips a tooth or snaps entirely. A snapped timing chain at speed causes what's technically called catastrophic engine interference. In plain English, the pistons strike the open valves. The engine destroys itself from the inside. In seconds. The affected model list is long and expensive. BMW N47 diesel, timing chain failure so common it earned the nickname the N47 problem. UK legal action resulted in BMW UK offering extended warranties. Repair cost $4,000 as $1,000 Ford EcoBoost 1.0L. Coolant intrusion combined with plastic tensioner failure led to engine seizure. multiple markets saw recalls. Average claim, $5,000, $10,000. Chevrolet 2.4L Ecotec. Class action lawsuits filed in the U.S. over timing chain failures. Settlement involved hundreds of thousands of vehicles. Repair cost when not covered, $3,000, $6,000. Land Rover 2.0. Ingenium, timing chain failures reported as early as 40,000 miles. OM replacement guide kits, metal upgrade, $2,500 installed. Total potential damage when a timing chain fails, $6,000, $12,000, or the total loss of the vehicle. BBC's Watchdog program dedicated an entire segment to BMW's N47 timing chain crisis in 2012, and owners are still reporting failures today on examples that avoided the early wave. The BBC investigation revealed internal BMW documents acknowledging the design's limitations in the United States. A class action lawsuit against Ford over the 1.0L EcoBoost's timing system resulted in a settlement announced in 2022, extending coverage for affected owners. Ford's acknowledgement: the failure was tied to coolant leak interaction with the timing belt tensioner, a component that, in earlier engine designs, would have been metal and immune to fluid degradation. Automotive engineering professor Dr. Mark Stewart, quoted in Autocar in 2021, stated plainly, there is a direct cost-benefit calculation being made by OEMs. A plastic guide that costs $4 to manufacture versus a metal one at $22, multiplied by millions of units, is a compelling financial argument. The consumer pays the delta when it fails. They saved $20 per car. They cost you $10,000. So what does this actually mean for you? The modern car market is under extraordinary pressure. Manufacturers are fighting margin compression from EV transition costs, raw material inflation, and post-pandemic supply chain disruption. The result is a quiet, systematic substitution of durable materials for cheaper alternatives in places you'd never look, hidden behind chrome-look finishes and premium branding. The data tells a clear story. Vehicle reliability complaints are rising. Average annual repair costs have hit record highs, $1,186 per year for the average. American driver, according to AAA's 2023 figures, up from $792 in 2016, and independent mechanics are unanimous. The sweet spot for expensive failures is between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, almost always after the factory warranty window closes. This is not conspiracy. This is engineering economics, and it is costing consumers billions. What can you do? First, before you buy any car, research its specific failure patterns on forums the owners already know. Search the model name plus common problems and NHTSA complaints. Second, buy extended warranty strategically. If you're buying a BMW, Audi, VW, or any vehicle known for these failure modes, a third-party powertrain warranty that covers cooling and timing components is potentially the best $1,500 you'll ever spend. Third, request a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic, not the dealership. Ask them specifically to check the intake manifold material, the water pump type, and pull a timing system service history. Fourth, vote with your wallet. Manufacturers respond to market pressure. Vehicles with documented, consistent quality, Toyota, Mazda, and Lexus, still lead independent reliability studies for a reason. Get your money because they've earned it. And fifth, share this video. Because the person sitting next to you on the highway right now might be driving a ticking clock, and they have no idea. The car industry isn't broken, but they are breaking your car. On purpose, on schedule. Now you know. If this video saved you even one expensive repair, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who need this information. And drop your car make and model in the comments right now. I'll tell you if it's on the list. See you in the next one.